He calls me, he's like, hey, I'm coming down the canyon, I'm just shooting out white smoke like a like a F-21 jet in the middle of the sky. I'm like, oh crap. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Thomas with Team WYT. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is my dad's SL55 AMG, and we have been working on this car for the past 3 months now and have done a complete overhaul on it, and this is the first time we've had the front end back on in over 3 months. So this is a great day for us. We're really happy with how everything turned out, and that's what this video is going to be, is going over everything up until this point. So we're going to start off. He installed custom intakes, and let's just jump right to that footage of him getting those installed. We just installed the new supercharger pulley, and part of the new intake system. He also just installed the new tune. So he just got the tune from Race IQ and installed it on the car. So we're just waiting on some different intake parts to get it to wrap around up into the front bumper. And we made some clearance cool belt wrap kit. And then this is the new belt wrap kit for the 72mm supercharger.
Yeah, down from 89, which is stock.
89 to 72mm supercharger. It's got this cool AMG plate.
The rest of the intake that comes down here, and the filters will sit right here and here. 2 green filters that allow about 1200 CFM each. So there's 2400 cubic feet per minute of air that this is going to suck in.
Yeah, the intake piping turned out really cool.
Stock is only about 1500.
We added this up here, and then it comes down on both sides, and then we clearanced out some of the front dash bar. So the intake pipes are going to come through here and walk up around. But that is the new supercharger pulley with the belt wrap kit, rabbit gates, heavy duty belt. So he also got a 72mm supercharger pulley. He installed that. I wasn't able to film that, unfortunately. But there that is, right there. And there's the new belt wrap kit for that. The intake piping also is going to have this nice heat wrap or heat shield wrapped all the way around it, just to keep the intake temps down as much as possible. You see the headlights that we customized. You see the black housing headlights that we customized turned out super cool, looks so much better, way more modern. And I think my favorite part, the Black Series grille. Looks so cool. This is gonna be awesome. He's just buttoning everything up. Just put on the front bumper, the headlights, pretty much all the trim pieces. Looking so sweet. So just going over everything that has been done performance-wise to the engine. We have a 72mm supercharger pulley. We have the custom air intakes that route up into the front grille here. We have the fuel rail with the 630cc injectors. We got a custom race ECU Tune, which they did based off of all the mods that we have done. And now pretty much all we are waiting on is the cooling system or the killer chiller to come in. So, because the supercharger is running so hot now with it making so much more power, that's pretty much the last thing we need to do. And because of coronavirus, obviously, the manufacturing of that has been delayed. So we are just waiting on that, but everything else is pretty much done and it is turning out so cool. But once he gets this all buttoned up here, just got to put a few more trim pieces on, throw the wheel back on here. We are going to take it for its first drive with the supercharger pulley and all the other performance mods, which is estimated with all his performance mods. Again, estimated, I use that because we have not dynoed this car or put it on a dyno to see the real power numbers. But estimated power numbers for these performance mods is right around 700 crank horsepower. So over 200, well, right around 200 horsepower of total gains. And we will get that for sure once we can get this on a dyno, and we want to do the exhaust and everything before we do that. But this will be a pretty good stopping point once we get the cooling system done. And then we'll move on to the headers and exhaust, you know, later down the line after we drive it for a little bit. But yeah, let's just jump right into ripping it around and hearing all the supercharger noises. All right, guys. Since the stuff that you just watched, it's been about a month or so, and we have some pretty bad news about my pop's AMG. Do you want to give them a quick rundown of what happened?
Well, no, not really, because it's a massive fail on my part. I got the car put back together. I put all of everything that we did, the smaller supercharger pulley, the loop fuel rail, the new injectors, the tune, everything that we did to the car. The tune was running well, and I was ramping up the car little by little. You know, I didn't take it on a balls to the wall run right out of the gate, but after about 3 days of breaking the tune in, I decided to take it up Big Cottonwood Canyon. And Big Cottonwood Canyon rises to about 9,000 feet in elevation, and it's a great winding, twisting road. It was absolutely a ball. Took it up the canyon and started bringing it down. And when I was bringing it down, what ended up happening is I didn't realize it, but the tune, and I'm not saying it's the tune's fault at all. The tune with the injectors and the fuel rail and the fuel pump, everything that we'd done with the fuel, was packing these cylinders with unspent fuel because we were going down the canyon, just kind of cruising. And it got to the point where they were packed full of fuel and started off-timing, pre-detonation, off-timing internal backfires, everything like that, and I blew the engine up.
Blew the piston rings and
I blew the rings out of most of the cylinders. We got oil fuel mixture, white smoke started building out of the back of the car. I know I'm laughing because I can only laugh or I would cry. I totally ruined the engine. And fast forward a little bit, I started immediately shopping for a new engine, and this same supercharged 8-cylinder is in the SL55, the E55, the S55, and the CL55 for 7 years. So they made a lot of them, and I was finding a lot of them that had a lot more miles than I wanted. And again, long story short, I found a premium engine that had the supercharger and all the accessories off the front end sold, but I didn't need that. All I needed was the long block. So I bought a long block from 2007 with 27,000 miles on it. We're having it shipped out right now. The engine's coming out of the car. We're going to put the new one in. We're going to get it tuned to perfection, and we'll resurrect it and we'll show it to you.
So there's a silver lining to this all. It sucks, you know, it happens. He's got a good outlook on the whole thing, you know, it's his toy car, it's not his daily. So you blow the engine, what do? You find a new motor with less miles, we can push more power through. He found a local guy that's going to actually physically on-site tune the car, so sit in the passenger seat with him. Yeah, and do it the correct way. And we're not
real-time tune it.
You know, when we do all the work on the engine ourselves, and then we have somebody tune it halfway across the United States, you know, you can't blame anybody. You know, there's too many variables in there to say, okay, well, it was our fault, it was the tuner's fault, it was the part's fault, this, that, the other. The engine blew up. It is what it is. You move on. That's how cars go. So we have a new engine on the way. He's gonna have all the work done, and
but
we'll
I
have
can make a recommendation, a very, very big recommendation to all of you. If you do some of these massive modifications, including a tune, you need to data log. You need to break that tune in. It needs 100, 150, 200 miles at kind of 50 to 75% power, while it kind of acclimates to the tune, and the air and fuel and everything gets to know each other and everything. But data logging will be your friend.
We will have the AMG back on the channel very, very shortly. We just have to get the new engine put in. I think he's doing the long tube headers as well as a full exhaust while the block is pulled. And we will make sure to get footage of the data logging and tuning and everything that we can, and we will have the car back on the channel very soon. So silver lining to it all, he gets the AMG back with way less miles than what he had, like 67,000 miles on the block.
Yeah, 67.
So I mean, for a high performance car like that, it's pretty high mileage. So 21,000 miles will be definitely a fresh new start. 27,000.
Yeah.
27,000 miles will definitely be a nice fresh start for the SL55 AMG. We'll have it back very, very soon. Plenty more things on the way for that. I
do want to thank Car Guts in North Carolina for finding me this engine. Car Guts, nice job.
Super awesome that they were able to find this really, really rare engine. You know, you don't see a lot of them. Like he said, a lot of them were higher mileage. So super awesome that they were able to find that, and we will have this car back very, very soon. Lots more plans for it. I know he wants to do a wrap. Lots more things on the way, definitely for the SL55 AMG. But just wanted to get all the stuff that we did up until that point out to you guys, because we built super awesome air intakes.
Up till the fireworks.
Yeah, up till the engine blew, and unfortunately,
seen how much white smoke was coming out of the back of his.
We didn't get any footage because
oh my heavens!
I was at work, and you know,
so sad.
He calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm coming down the canyon. I'm just shooting out white smoke like a like a F-21 jet in the middle of the sky." I'm like, "Oh crap!" So it is what it is. We'll have it back very soon, but. If you guys want to see more amazing content on cars like the SL55 AMG, as well as my personal vehicle behind me here, make sure you guys check out my channel and leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video. But I will catch you guys in the next one.